everyone, this video is going to walk you through the steps to use a test generator to get those Word docs converted into Schoology. Now, we can't directly import Word documents to Schoology. We need a middleman to help Schoology read the formatting. So we are going to use a website called Blackboard Test Generator, and it works very similar to ExamView if you're used to using an ExamView. In fact, if you use ExamView, I would recommend just continue using ExamView. But if you don't know anything about ExamView or you don't have the program, the Blackboard Test Generator might be the next best thing. And the Blackboard Test Generator might be a really good solution for any of you out there who have a lot of tests already typed up in Word. If you have a lot of tests that are in PDF form, you may want to check out one of my previous videos and where I talk about how to convert PDFs to Word documents first before trying what I'm about to show you in this video. Okay, so let's get started with our Blackboard Test Generator. The first thing you need to do is go to the Blackboard Test Generator website, which is pictured on this screen. Now, there may be some Blackboard Test Generator websites out there that are different from the one I'm going to use, but they probably all work in a similar way. So let's get started. So the Blackboard Test Generator will help me get my Word document test into the correct format that it needs to be in so that Schoology will be able to read it and create a test out of it. So on the right hand side of my screen, I have a test that I typed up in Microsoft Word. I could simply hit Control-A to copy the whole thing and then copy and paste it right in here. But it's not all quite in the correct format. So we cannot have extra instructions in here at this point. This is just questions only. And the questions need to be in the proper format. So the questions need to start with a number followed by a period or parentheses, which, as you can see, mine do. The answers need to start with a letter followed by a period or parentheses, which, again, as you can see, mine do. So far, I'm looking pretty good as far as correct formatting. Now, it says separate your questions with one blank line, which I do have going on. And then as far as the answers go, you need to insert a asterisk next to the correct answers. So that's what my formatting is missing. So if I were to try to generate this test, it would tell me that there's lots of errors. And the errors in this case are there are no correct answers selected. So I would have to come in here and add the asterisk to the answers that aren't correct. This might be easier if you do this on the original test before importing over. Another thing I'll point out is that some questions you need to format a little bit differently than you would normally think to do. For example, I have a multiple choice section here, and that, going down to that, the multiple choice section, that kind of copied over into kind of a bad format here. So let's go back and try to fix this. Clear test questions. So let's copy over a matching section and take a look at how this is supposed to look so the test generator can read it. Let's insert a sample matching question. I highly recommend inserting some of these sample questions just so you can double check and make sure that it's formatted correctly. So this is how the matching questions are supposed to look. They are supposed to have the word match here before the number, match, and then they're supposed to use a slash to indicate which item is supposed to match up with which item. So I'm going to go ahead and format this correctly and pause the video while I do so. Now I've got my multiple choice section formatted correctly so I can get rid of these instructions. Okay, and as you'll notice, I do have a couple of A's here on accident. It's okay if your letters or numbers aren't all perfectly in order. Schoology will fix that later once you import it. Okay, so then now I've just popped in some of my multiple choice questions. So now I have a matching and some multiple choice. And if you have other question types, just peek at the example questions here so that you know how to format those correctly. Now we can generate our test. So let's hit Generate Test Questions. And it looks like this was successful. I don't see any angry red. And now I can go down here to download it. You're going to click Download Question Pool. The Download Question Pool will create a zip file, and you'll need to know where that goes on your computer so that we can call it up when we go to import into Schoology. It likely went into your Downloads folder, so here it is in my Downloads folder. Here I am in one of my Schoology courses, and we are going to import our Blackboard generated test. So let's go to Add Materials and add a test quiz. Give this a name, Crucible Test, give it a due date, assign it a grading category, all that good stuff, and hit Create. Under the Add Questions button, we're going to go to Import Test Quiz. This is the item we want. And we need to find that folder that we downloaded. So import from Blackboard, that's our format, and click this little file button here to call up your downloads folder or wherever you saved the test. So here it is, open, import, and there's all my questions. And they're all in a correct and working format for students to use. Let's preview this. There's my matching question. There are my multiple choice questions. Everything looks really good and has the correct format. If you want to edit your test further, just go back to questions, and you can either open up some of these questions themselves and do some editing. For example, if I wanted to audio record the question or maybe add some images or play around with the rich text formatting, I could do things like that. I could also come in here and add items like page breaks or text box items. So you can further edit the test once you've gotten it into Schoology. Don't forget to go to Settings and enable the test for your students and do things like randomize order or set attempt limits. Back on my course homepage or main page, there's my test and it's ready for students to take. Now, if you want to use this conversion tool with the assessment type of assignment, there's an easy way to do that with just a couple of clicks. So you're going to have to create the test in the way that I showed you in this video. But once your test is created, go into the gear icon and send that test or save that test to your resources. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And once we've got that in our resources, go to your resources, find the test, click the gear icon, and convert to assessment. Once you've converted it, and it might take a couple of minutes, you can then go in and edit the questions as needed. Okay, and here's our test in the new assessment tool. And like I said, you can go in there, you can edit the test, or you can click Add to Course and add it back into whatever course you're going to be using it with students. I hope the Blackboard test generator helps make your life a little bit easier if you're looking to convert some Word document tests into Schoology auto-graded assessments. My next video is going to deal more specifically with that assessment tool and how you can use that with existing PDF tests to create Schoology assessments.